What's up, guys? Dean Solomon back today with another video. Now, this video is probably important for a lot of people, and it's about how to get back on track, basically, with your fitness, nutrition, just anything in general. So I came up with 6 things to do to get back on track. Just with your eating habits, working out, anything like that, pretty much. So without further ado, let's get started. So number 1, work out the muscles you enjoy working out. Now, the worst thing you could do when you come back, let's say, for example, from a trip, you don't want to work out something you really don't enjoy, because working out something you don't enjoy, you're just not going to do it. Right? I've been through that before, through that situation where I come back from a trip and let's say I have legs, I will skip it, and skipping that one day turns into another day and another day and another day. So pick something you like to train, go to the gym, doing something you will actually enjoy. Like, for example, I like training chest. So if I come back from a trip, I won't just go back on my regular routine. What I'll do is I'll just train chest and maybe like biceps and triceps or something I'm gonna actually feel good about training, instead of doing like a nasty leg session or something like that. So train the things you like to train. That's number 1. Number 2, eat intuitively. So what I mean by eat intuitively is, obviously, assuming you were tracking macros or just tracking calories before, you don't have to start tracking calories right when you get back from a trip. The ideal way of getting back in a routine is just ease yourself into it. So, just eat intuitively, eat like pretty much, like what you were eating before, but you don't need to pressure yourself with tracking and doing things like that, because what's going to happen is you're just not going to stick to a routine. What you're going to do is you're just going to fall out of the routine, and you're going to start eating really bad, and you're just putting yourself in these constraints, like, especially when you get back from anything, whether you got back from a trip or whether you just had a little hiatus from training and just tracking, calories and stuff. Like, no matter what it is, just, ease yourself back into it. You just have to tiptoe your way into it, because, when you make small changes, it leads to bigger changes, ideally. So, not ideally, realistically. So make sure, you just, with your eating and nutrition and stuff like that, just eat intuitively, eat what's healthy, and stay away from the junk. And that's it for number 2. Number 3, this one is probably one of the most important ones. Get a good night's sleep. I cannot stress how much sleep benefits just, your everything. It benefits you mentally, physically, everything. You just feel like on top of the world when you get those 8 hours of sleep, 7 or 8. Definitely, you just feel great. And when you are sleep deprived, it just ruins everything. It ruins, how you feel the following day. It ruins, the amount of the muscle mass you could hold, because, your body is not actually resting. Instead, it's, trying to stay up and just not having the opportunity to recover. So definitely prioritize sleep, sleep as much as you can. And, even if you have to set an alarm for yourself, or you have to set a time for yourself to go to bed, like, for example, if it's 10:30, you're not wasting your time watching Netflix or something like that. You're going to bed straight. You're going straight to bed. You're not going to waste your time. So I know it sounds a little boring. It is. But, this is the kind of sacrifices you have to do to, see progress. So definitely prioritize your sleep. Number 4, stay away from bad temptations. I cannot stress, same thing here, I cannot stress, like, oh man, temptations, literally, you just don't want to fall into that circle, because once you fall into that circle, you know, it's an endless loop. You're not going to stop. You know, for example, let's say you drink alcohol, or, you know, smoke weed, or whatever it is. Maybe you just need to, you know, take a step back. You know, I personally don't do that stuff, but, you know, if, you know, you're doing it in an excessive amount, you need to pull back on that stuff to get your fitness and nutrition on point, and, you know, just training, and, you know, mind, your clarity, and all kinds of stuff. So definitely, even just food, by the way, just staying away from bad foods will help, because what happens is, when you just eat so much, when you start to have sugar, your body just craves it more. You just get this signal in your head, okay, I need more, you know, because it's just so satisfying. So, you know, make sure that you're staying away from this stuff, because it is super detrimental to, you know, your physique, and just, you know, your mental health almost. So make sure you stay away from all the bad temptations. Trust me, it's gonna help. Number 5, don't stress. Do not stress. I can't stress it enough. Don't stress, because you're just gonna, you know, hit a brick wall. You're gonna hit rock bottom if you stress. Stress is one of the leading factors of, you know, someone just quitting. You know, you don't want to stress yourself out. You know, let's say you're trying to get back into a routine after whatever it might be, a holiday, or, you know, just time off from the gym, or whatever it is. Don't stress yourself to get back into it, because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? You have to ease your way into it. And when you ease your way into it, believe it or not, you won't even know it. Like, you'll just, before you know it, you'll have all your progress back. So, you know, just take your time with it. Don't stress yourself out. And let's say you're, you know, you could be stressed out for multiple reasons, obviously, not just getting back into a routine, but maybe, you know, you're stressed out from, because of your partner, or, you know, school, or work, or whatever it might be. Just try to eliminate that. You know, I know it sounds ridiculous, but try to, you know, just, you know, when you're home, you're home. You shouldn't think about work. When you're at work, think about work. But when you're at home, just take it easy, do your thing, you know, do what you got to do. Don't stress, and trust me, it's gonna help. It's gonna help. I know it's a lot more complicated, but, you know, if you try to do that as much as you can, just be happy, don't be stressed. I promise you, there's gonna be a lot of benefits that come out of it. Okay, so that's number 5. Now the last one, number 6. Set new goals, right? If you fell off the wagon, let's say, and, you know, you just feel, you know, lost almost, you know, your ambition and desire and motivation's all gone. Start setting new goals, especially start setting, you know, smaller milestones. You don't want to set these really big milestones, and then, you know, you start working, you know, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then, you know, you expect to have your milestone right in your hand, but, you know, it's too big, you know, so stay away from ultimate milestones. You know, I'm in a sense where it's something that's not going to be done quick. It takes time to accomplish ultimate milestones. So, you know, set, you know, little milestones here and there. I want to get my eating back on track. I want to get my training on point. I want to get stronger. I want to get leaner. Whatever it might be. Just set small goals, right? For example, let's say you have a financial goal. Let's just say you have a financial goal. and you're like trying to get back on the wagon. you know a financial goal takes a lot of work to achieve. It's not easy. It's more of an ultimate goal. Obviously it depends how much you're talking about here in terms of money, but you know ideally, if you're talking about a financial goal, then it's pretty big, probably. But my point is, just set small goals, and those small goals will lead to your bigger goals, and you'll just feel much more fulfilled. You won't feel like you're stressing yourself out, or you're under this pressure to get something done. Obviously you want to be under pressure, but I guess in a sense a healthy amount of pressure, because if you're under too much pressure, sometimes you'll just crack. You will stop. And you don't want to just keep on having ups and downs. You want to be just consistent as possible. And you'll have some of your ups, and then be consistent. Yeah, those ups maybe not as great, but at least you still have some ups, and you're still consistent, and you'll be much more happy, much more fulfilled, and you'll achieve what you want to achieve with the work and time and effort that you put in. So that's gonna wrap up the video. I just wanted to talk about this topic because a lot of people really don't talk about this topic, and it's kind of just a little, I guess, underestimated on how important these factors are, in the sense where it could affect your lifestyle pretty much. So if you guys like the video, drop a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.